Greetings, exiles. What happens if we take Champion, Corrupting Cry support, the Gull and Blunderbore, and of course add magic find items? Just a little bit. I honestly don't know myself, but I'm sure it will be an interesting journey. I'm starting my way with Spectral Throw because our main skill will only be available from level 31. Ideally, after level 12 I should have made a swap to Spectral Helix, but I decided not to bother and continued using my current skill. I did swap to Corrupting Cry in Act 5, although you could do it in Act 4 or even Act 3. But I decided to take my time. And honestly, I will say that this skill surprised me immediately, because even at low level and with bad equipment it feels good. Going through acts with it is pretty comfortable. In addition to Corrupting Cry, I use Reap for single target and tough rare monsters. Fake Tink. Classic bait from Neversink. Now that's something valuable. My first Chaos Orbs. Nice. Now let's take a break from going through the campaign and make a couple purchases. My favorite boots. A classic purchase from Exiled Cat. I'm also going to need this apple. This item will help us use our General's Cry a lot more often. It's an essential item for us. I think I'm done shopping and we can continue going through the acts. And one more valuable item. For Righteous Fire enjoyers. Wow. Big money. Sort of. No Divine Orbs this time. Too bad. But the main thing is that I got through the campaign pretty quickly and now I can move on to the maps, but first of all a few more purchases, because I need to fix my resistances. That's better. Now I'm ready. So let's start playing the real Path of Exile. I need to complete my Atlas, and I'm hoping that in this process I'll find some lucky drops that will help me buy the gear I need. And here's my first Divine Orb. And some more Chaos Orbs. Wow. Sometimes lucky. That's what I need, and now I have the currency to buy the core items for this build. But before I get to the purchases, just a few words about my Atlas. It looks like this. And those of you who watch my videos often know that this is my classic Atlas, including ritual mechanics, because I'm a big ritual enjoyer. The only thing I added is some Tormented Spirits and Beyond nodes because they synergize well with this event. As for upgrades, I'll start with clusters. I'm buying a base like this. Next, I'll use Harvestcraft. I will not do in-game clusters because it may require a lot of resources and I can't afford it at the moment. So I will do something simple, but at the same time something that will increase my damage and allow me to move to higher maps. Like this. Good. Now I need a medium cluster with area damage. This base here will do the trick. I'm gonna start with Alteration Spam. Nope. That didn't work. Then it's time for harvest. I need some juice. I hope this is enough for me. I need a cluster with Towering Threat and Assert Dominance. The more area of effect our Corrupting Cry has, the more comfortable we'll be playing. Perfect. And the last cluster with Led by Example. Now we have a permanent onslaught. It would have been ideal to have mob mentality on this cluster. But these clusters were not on the market. And it takes a lot of resources to make such a cluster because mob mentality has a very low weight. Not the best clusters, but as I said earlier, they will do for a starter. Now I need a new wand. I'm buying a base to start with, not the best option, but there are very few players in this event and the market is dead. Look at this, I sold the Coward's Trial for 2 divine orbs. That's crazy. Alright, let's get back to crafting. I'm also going to need some of these essences. Many of my viewers may wonder why minion damage? But it's very simple. I have spiritual aid and therefore minion damage will increase my damage as well. And the final touch is the benchcraft. Pretty mediocre weapon, but look at my current one. It's a real wand from Act 2. It's just garbage. So my new weapon will increase my DPS quite nicely and that's exactly what I need. Unfortunately, I don't have enough intelligence to use it, but I'll solve that problem a little later. Let's now buy the 2 core items for my build. Nice. Now I need Elegant Hubris with Caspero so I can use the armor and the new wand. I buy the cheapest one because there is not much choice and there are less than 10 of these timeless jewels on the whole market. And this is my new amulet. I'm also going to need a ring with resistances. And of course Venter's Gamble, we are a magic find build after all. I'm gonna need that belt too. I almost forgot. I also need new gloves. Let's do a pseudo 5 links for my corrupting cry. I'm going to start by buying a base. Now I need an essences like this. Speaking of which, there is only one of these essences on the market at this moment. So I will only have one try. Not bad. And of course the benchcraft. Now I just need to make 5 links or 6 links and I can change my gear. Unlucky. I need more orb of fusing. I think I'll stop here. I hope you didn't get too bored with all this crafting and shopping, but as you can see I had to change almost all of my items. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see what this build can do with the new gear. Now I'd like to go into more detail about the Gull and Blunderbore, because many of you may not know about the combination of these items. Blunderbore gives us permanent Lesser Brutal Shrine and Lesser Massive Shrine, which gives us more HP, damage, and area of effect. Everything we need. But on top of that, our unique armor increases the effect of shrine buffs on you, which means we'll have even more damage and health. As for the Gull, this item first of all increases the effect of shrine buffs on you, and as you can see it synergizes perfectly with Blunderbore. Additionally, with this unique helmet, small shrines will spawn on the map, which will give us various useful buffs. It can be compared to Headhunter. Of course Headhunter is better, but as you all know this unique belt is very expensive and the combination of the Gull and Blunderbore is quite cheap. At the same time we significantly increase our damage and survivability and speed up map clearing, which is very important especially at the beginning of a new league. And if you have not tried the combination of these items, I recommend it because it is quite strong and does not require a lot of currency. Also, after changing my gear, I changed my atlas a bit. I added nodes with shrines to improve the effect of the shrine that will be created with the Gull. As an additional strategy, you can use sextants that will add special shrines to the maps. In theory, this will greatly improve this build, and even with bad gear you will be able to make difficult content. My favorite sound. And another one. Now we can buy another Venter's Gamble. Cool. Well, my starting build is now complete. But don't forget that this is a mapping and magic find build, and it's not really suitable for killing bosses. You can easily get your first Void Stones, but if you want to kill other bosses, you will need more expensive items. But personally, I wouldn't worry about that because our main strength is fast and safe mapping. I think we deserve a little break. So let's open a couple of Voidborn keys. Bad luck. And miss again. Alright, let's get another one. It's definitely the last one. You don't want me to get a gambling addiction, do you? Wow. Actually a good item. Thanks, Chris. Let's get back to the build, because I'd like to talk a little bit more about it. Many of you may not be impressed with what you see on your screens right now, but I'd like to point out that this is not an in-game version of the build. This is what I've put together over the first few days of the event, and it's basically day 2 or 3 of the new league. So I think this is a pretty strong and promising build, because with a minimal budget we have relatively good damage. We have good defense, especially considering the fact that we have a lot of magic find items. Also, the playstyle is quite relaxing because we use a minimal amount of buttons. I really like this build and I would like to put together an in-game version of it, but unfortunately, as in my last video, I didn't manage to do it. First of all, the event lasts only 7 days, and secondly, the market is dead and buying the necessary items is not realistic. But I hope that my video helped you to understand what Corrupting Cry is, the combination of the Gull and Blunderbore, and how the starting progression of this build looks like. Corrupting Cry Champion is going to my list of potential league starters. And I hope that in the new league I'll be able to get back to it and try to unlock its full potential. That's the end of this video. I'm sorry that I couldn't make this character a real hero, I just didn't have enough time to do it, so I hope for your understanding. Thank you all for watching, commenting, and giving me advice. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes, subscriptions, and comments. And if you have any questions, join my Discord channel. The link you will find in the description of this video. Bye everyone, and see you in new videos.